hoes can't even see that shit. Y'all can't even see that shit. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another blab and beat. Okay, this one's a lot more laid back, a little bit more chill. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. We need some hair on the shoulder. This one is a little bit more laid back, a lot more chill. I'm just talking about some stuff that I've been seeing on social media. So yeah, if you want to see me rant a little bit, share my opinions while I beat this face, then just keep watching. So the first thing I want to talk about today, this is like a little old or whatever, but whatever. So a few weeks ago, I don't remember how long ago it was, but Joe Budden got on Instagram Live and he was talking to somebody, don't know her name, forgive me, and he was talking about how essentially women lead themselves on, because, you know, if I tell you, basically I'm quoting him, paraphrasing him, kind of saying, like, if I tell you I don't want a relationship and you know, always invite yourself over to my house and you always come over and you cook and you clean for me and you fuck me, like, I'm not gonna say no. But that doesn't mean that I led you on or whatever. Y'all are leading yourself on. And a lot of people were outraged by this, and I was too at first, because I was like, nah, y'all niggas know y'all be doing this dirty, da 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 da. But then when I really thought about it, when I really opened my third eye, I can't say that shit seriously. When I really thought about it, he's kind of right. And I think it's because I saw somebody's tweet that was like, if I say I don't want a relationship with you, then how am I doing relationship things? So basically the way that I now understand that kind of stance, like, I said I didn't really want a relationship, I'm not leading you on, is that, like, but basically if someone says they want a relationship with you, they don't want a relationship with you or whatever, and they just want to be friends with benefits or whatever, or they just want to be friends, period. But for the most part, I feel like men, because I'm addressing it towards them, even though I'm sure women do it too, but I feel like men almost always say that they don't want to be in relationships and they just kind of want to be friends with benefits, sex buddies, sneaky links, whatever it may be, right? So basically when somebody says that, the things that they do then fall into the category that they're placing you in. If he says, I don't want to be in a relationship, I just want to be friends with benefits, then him calling you in the morning, him making sure to always say goodnight to you, him fucking you, him doing whatever, him holding your hand in public, those are not relationship things to him, because notice he said he doesn't want a relationship. Those only seem like relationship things to us because that is the category that we personally, as someone who wants a relationship, have placed them into. None of those things technically belong to like a committed relationship. None of those things. But because that's what we want and that's the outlook that we have, we perceive men doing those things as relationship things. So then it's like, oh, he said he doesn't want a relationship, but he always does this, this, and this. Yeah, because he does all that with all his friends with benefits, because that's how he has those kind of relationships with them. So it's like really like, not to say that we're leading ourselves on, but we're leading ourselves on because we look at the world one way and we expect that everyone looks at the world another way, you know. Joe Budden could have said it better, but he was definitely right in saying that we kind of lead ourselves on for a thing. And honestly, like he said, like, if you're trying to fuck him every night, he's not going to turn that down, because who would? If somebody that, let me do my makeup and talk at the same time. Why is that so impossible for me? But for instance, like, let's say a man that you've been talking to casually, whatever. I don't even want to say it in the relationship aspect because I feel like that's too close to what I'm talking about. For whatever, y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about. So let's say that as a woman, you've been talking, you're friends with this guy. You're well aware of the fact that no, you're not friends with him. Me, this example, no. Okay, so all right, let's say that this man has been following you on Instagram or whatever, and you have your Cash App in your bio, and so to get your attention, he Cash Apps you 2K, right? And in the memo, he says like, I just think you're so beautiful, and I would love to get the chance to know you, whatever. But you think but you go look at his profile and you think he's so ugly, right? There's no way that you would ever talk to this man. Are you sending the money back? Are you? You probably not, right? Who in their right mind would send the money back? And it's that same thing. If you're offering it to me, why would I give it? If you're offering me pussy every night, why wouldn't I accept it? Y'all cannot force somebody into a relationship. I'm sorry. You cannot force somebody into a relationship. It's never gonna work. And honestly, I think that a lot of that comes from like how this hoe phase or whatever is like really strongly glorified on social media, that we all have to go through some kind of hoe phase or whatever. And I think that pushes a lot of young women into, I feel like that pushes a lot of young women into relationships that they weren't, I mean, not into relationships, but into situations that they don't necessarily want to be in, but they feel like they have to be in. But baby, you know off bat whether or not hoeing is for you. And not even hoeing, I hate that word. But you know off bat whether or not you're the relationship kind of person, or if you're just the casual and single kind of person, you know. But I feel like social media has pushed us into thinking that we have to be one of those people. We have to be like everybody else, and we have to be into the casual thing, when really, if you're not into the casual thing, you're not into the casual thing. And there's tons of people who aren't into the casual thing. So there are people for you. Stop getting involved with people who want it to be casual because you feel like that's where you want to be. No, if you want to be in a relationship, if that's your thing, if you're a one man kind of girl, if you're a one woman, one person, whatever kind of person, then that's what you are, and it is what it is, and you shouldn't have to force yourself into a bubble over, you know. But hey, social media has made the whole dating world a very strange place right now. Like, just very strange. Sometimes I'll be well into the eye shot and I'll be like, y'all hoes can't even see that shit. Y'all can't even see that shit. But yeah, all that to say that essentially, like, social media, I feel like, has taught us that like we're not responsible for anyone else's feelings, but at the same time we are and we aren't. Listen to what people say. If they say they don't want a relationship, they don't want a relationship, and you can't attribute anything they do to them wanting a relationship unless they specifically say, again, I want a relationship. But nothing that they do, if they say they don't want a relationship, nothing that they do are relationship things, because that's not what they want. That's not how they're acting. They're not leading you on, they're not stringing you along. It's really, they don't want a relationship, but this is what they want to do, but they're not going to do it with just you. It's just like that. It's just that. It's not just that simple, but it's just like that. Why is A Ladies by Travis something stuck in my head? I'm having a whole lot of flashbacks to Homecoming right now. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about was, this is like actually like really old. I think this happened last month, but at the same time, Twitter, I feel like, was one of those places where shit just gets lost. Like, I'll have just saw something yesterday and I can't find it at all. It's not in my life, it's not in my nothing. Like, just things just go so fast on Twitter. But anyway, so basically it was just like a post, and it was kind of like, you know, who's wrong in the situation here, or whatever, or is this person wrong, am I the asshole, that kind of thing. So basically this girl lost her job, you know, in the middle of the pandemic or whatever, and she asked her person that she's been dating, they are exclusive, because I know a lot of people have different ideas on the word dating, but they were exclusively in a relationship, and they have been exclusively dating for 6 months. So she asked this man that she has been exclusively dating for 6 months if she could move in and pay half, you know, and split the rent and split all the bills with him and all that and whatnot, right? And he said no. And so then she asked him, okay, well, can like you help me out with my rent this month? He said, I don't feel comfortable giving you that kind of money, but here you can have $300. You can I think he said I would loan you $300, right? So everyone's saying that, I think it was very 50-50 on who was right here, but let me tell you something. I don't know who's right in this situation, but what I do know is that man does not like her. That man absolutely does not fucking like her. There's no way that someone that you've been in a relationship with for 6 months, an exclusive relationship, again, exclusive, not this random talking, dating, whatever stuff that we be talking about. Y'all are in an exclusive relationship for 6 months, and he won't let you move in because he's not comfortable sharing his space. Which I guess I could understand the not wanting to share your space thing, but like, you could even set the groundwork for her, like, hey, like, I really just, you know, enjoy having my own space, and it's not anything about you, it's not blah blah blah, so, you know, in 2 months I'll help you, like, but you know, we gotta place a time limit on it for 2 months or whatever. But he just said no. But my point being, at 6 months of dating, I don't know anybody who hasn't said I love you by the 6 month mark, okay? So if y'all been dating for 6 months, y'all have definitely exchanged I love yous at this point. If you haven't, that's real strange to me, but you've definitely exchanged I love you. So this man has said I love you, and he is unwilling to help you out in a predicament like this, in a pandemic on top of that. Like, it's not like you just randomly lost your job. Like, this is a serious thing that everyone's being affected by, you know? So to me, he don't care about her, he don't like her. Either he don't care about her, or he's just selfish, which is honestly just as bad. You don't need to be with it. So it don't really matter who is right or wrong in the situation. What does matter is that, honey, that girl needs to go ahead and find her a new man, because I could not. 6 months in, and you wouldn't let me move in because you're not comfortable sharing your space. You're not, you don't want to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not bitch, why I almost like compensate? You don't even want, the word was compromise, y'all. Can you believe I'm about to get a master's degree and I was stuck for like 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes on the word compromise? Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, basically I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, and he's not willing to compromise with you on any aspect about you moving in because he don't want to, like, at all. He do not care about you, like, at all. There's no way you could convince me that man cares about her. There's no way. But she can't stay with you for a month or two, like, while the world is going to hell? It's just a no? Couldn't be me. So the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I'm really strongly opinionated on, and I feel like it's a conversation that gets brought up a lot because I feel like people just want to be, oh, my battery's gonna die. Okay, hold on. I feel like this topic comes up a lot, and I feel like it's probably because people just want to, honestly, you want to seem like you're oppressed, which I don't understand because oppression is not fun. So I'm not understanding what the, you know, the hubbub is about it. But basically this conversation came back up on social media because if you're on Twitter, I think it's mostly on Twitter, I've never really seen it on Instagram, but if you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen like a post where it's like, before you DM me, this is what I look like. And it's like, just, you know, something that fat chubby girls, you know, bigger girls have to do is kind of, we feel like we have to put out, not even that we feel like we have to, we definitely have to put out sort of a disclaimer, because people like to say that we're trying to trick them or whatever because, you know, we put photos out a certain way. Anyway, so it's like a jokey way of talking about the fact that, you know, we often have to kind of disclaim, you know, I mean, yeah, let you know ahead of time, hey, by the way, I'm big, by the way, I got rolls, by the way, I got thunder thighs, all that kind of stuff. So this skinny girl, this fit girl, posted a picture of her body showing off and essentially captioned it the same thing. before you come to my DMs, you know, this is what I look like. And she was getting a lot of backlash for that. Yeah, honestly, rightfully so, in my opinion. That is like, it's like, we said it in a jokey manner, but it's like a serious thing that we've had to do. And y'all know I used to be bigger, and I think that I could still fall into bigger by some people's classification. Like, if I didn't have a small waist, I definitely think I wouldn't be considered thick or whatever. So that's like, it's a jokey thing, but it's like a serious thing that we have to do, like, is to give a disclaimer. Because personally, and like a lot of people felt like it was kind of tasteless for her to use that caption, because you, as a skinny person, I'm assuming, you know, I don't know what she looked like before, but as a skinny person, even now, you know that people are not going to be shocked or whatever, or feel like they were led astray if they find out what your body looks like. So I just think it was like a little tasteless. But this then brought up the conversation, because, you know, fat girls were talking about why, you know, it's tasteless and why we say stuff like that or whatever. And of course, there's always the little skinny girls that run to the caption and talk about, well, what about skinny shaming? Run to the comments and talk about, you know, what about skinny shaming, blah, 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 blah. And I'm gonna say something, and y'all might not want to hear it, but it needs to be said. Skinny shaming is not and will never be as bad as fat shaming. And there's a lot of reasons for that, okay? For number one, no matter how many girls you see on Instagram that, you know, that Instagram look, you know, the thick Coke bottle thing or whatever, skinny is always gonna be the standard of beauty. Always, period. That body, that thick body, only exists on Instagram. Skinny will always be the standard of beauty. It has been for years, and it's probably not gonna change. Regardless of how anyone makes you feel, or how, you know, how many times someone tells you, oh, you don't eat enough, you look like you're sick or whatever, you can go to bed knowing that you're still considered conventionally attractive just off your body shape alone. The very last part of it, like the thing that I feel like really seals the argument in, is that you're getting skinny shamed, yes, and people are telling you need to eat more and you need to go eat a burger, blah, 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 right? Did any of that in turn make you want to be fat? And when I say fat, I mean fat. Not Kylie Jenner, not thick, not Coke bottle, not nothing, not Instagram baddie, just fat. Just, you know, fat, just fat. If any of that ever made you want to be fat, then I'm gonna say yeah. Skinny shaming is just as bad as fat shaming. But the reality is that it doesn't. And that's what really sets the two apart. And I'm not trying to say that skinny shaming isn't that bad, or wow, somebody told you to eat a burger, poor you. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I can understand how that can eat at your insecurities, and that could make you feel some type of way about yourself and make you feel insecure. Like, I completely understand that. Like, I'm not trying to say that it means nothing, but it's not as bad as fat shaming, because one, fat shaming is universal, okay? Universal, okay? Fat women get harassed on a daily basis on the internet for just being alive. Take Lizzo, for example. Lizzo has not done anything to anyone, and yet every week she's a topic of discussion on Twitter for her size. Like, someone made a fake TMZ thing to say that she was starting an OnlyFans just so other people could rip her apart and talk about how disgusting it would be to see her. Like, fat shaming is so universal, okay? It's so universal. That's why people stress so much that one is worse than the other, because it comes with a whole, like, have you ever not been let inside of a club? Because y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember when it was a huge uproar in the timeline because Future was not letting big women into the club that he was at, I don't know, performing whatever he was doing. that was a huge thing. And the thing is that doesn't just happen. That wasn't just because it was Future. It happens on a regular basis. The bigger women are not let into certain clubs because they feel like it turns off the appeal of the club or whatever. And I've seen it firsthand. Like when I went out with my friend, they were trying not to let her in for some bullshit rule, and I knew it was because of her size. Like, so it's like, when you face shit like that, how can you, when you think about stuff like that, how can you say that those are on the same playing field? If we're just talking about the fact that it makes you insecure, yeah, same playing field. But then we talk about how the fact that you're constantly discriminated against for your size, how you're constantly taunted and teased for just being alive. Like, you cannot tell me that they're the same thing. I'm sorry. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give the videos a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Come, share your thoughts with me on the topics I discussed today. And if you made it this far, subscribe. You already watched the whole video. You know you fucks with me. Go ahead and subscribe. But until next time, spread love, be kind. Bye, guys.